Bridgetown, Guyana coming back. All around Guyana coming back. Fast, 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 Guyana coming back. Move your tail, Guyana coming back. Whoop and whap, Guyana coming back. Bostonian in the racetrack, back in Guyana. We racing Barbados, Trinidad and St. Lucia. Barbados and Trinidad, body they gone clear. St. Lucia running number 3, Guyana in the rear. But by the time they reach the first furlong, Guyana start to move, Guyana coming strong. The Bostonian shout out Arriba. Play the way, Guyana coming back. Today, Guyana coming back. Whoop and whap, Guyana coming back. Look out, Jack, Guyana coming back. Bostonian couldn't get a bet before the race begin. 125 to 1, people just laughing. But when GT begin to move, plenty jawbone drop. The Trinidadian eye bug out, man in shock. Rain come down, the Bajan ball all shines. But Guyana, accustomed to hard times, and we prove that we can very cheap. Play the way, Guyana coming back. Today, Guyana coming back. Black is white, Guyana coming back. Day and night, Guyana coming back. The radio commentator almost got a heart attack. He said, I can't believe it, Guyana back on track. I never thought that Guyanese could make it on this course. Like they have a new jockey or a different horse. So call your friends up in the USA, in Canada and England, ring up right away. The word is out around the Caribbean. Play the way, Guyana coming back. Today, Guyana coming back. Tell Bridgetown, Guyana coming back. All around Guyana coming back. Fast, 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 Guyana coming back. Move your tail, Guyana coming back. Whoop and whap, Guyana coming back.
This is Quincy Anderson. You know I love my country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Hey, Guyana is nice, Guyana is fun, Guyana is clean, Guyana is green, Guyana got oil, Guyana got gold, Guyana got young and Guyana got old. I ain't talking no more. Guyana got things, we growing wings and developing things. The government real and that's a big deal. I'm singing from my heart, Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana. I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my
Good morning, and welcome down to Livewire. Really great to be here with you. It's the 16th of January, one day after budget presentation. And guys, 2024, it's going to be lit. It's going to be amazing. I was so happy with what I heard yesterday at the Artichoke Conference Center as Minister within office of the president with responsibility for finance. Guys, just let me know if you're hearing me clearly. Yesterday we had some technical difficulties and I don't want to have to start and restart again today. So if you're hearing me, just let me know in the comments if the sound is coming through clearly and everybody hearing, everybody here, everybody. Big up yourself, Lynette Cornelius. Good morning to you. Lola, Harry, Aliyah Mohammed, Wazim, come back to Guyana, partner. Come back to Guyana, set up and do a thing, brother. They got a lot of opportunity for everybody here. 1.46 trillion. You hear me? 1.46 trillion. And they got something there for everybody. Shout out to everybody on the live already. Good morning to you. Joan Abidjan joining us from Canada. Anthony Wong, of course, from France, tuning in. Wazim, big up yourself. Ramnarain Singh, good morning to you, joining us from Queens. Eddie Passad, in a lot of snow in New York City there. Chris, good morning to you. Veena Ramkaran, good morning to you. Ganesh Bharat, Tulsi Ram Chetty, Cecil Ram Passad, Sherwin Siram, Prasad Pati, Lynette Cornelius, Pam Singh, Derek Dre Paul. Who else we got here? Paul Joseph, Jamila Kayum, Reynard Soberds. Morning to you, brother. I guess you're at work already as you're tuned in, and we're glad to have you here. Good guy doing a lot of work up there in Diamond. Neil Ramlukan, morning to you. Who else we got here? Asif Mohammed, morning to you, brother. Dial Sukram, you watched Buzzet yesterday, brother. You see all the things in store for Guyanese. Man, look. Minister Singh was on top of things, and he brought proper things. You understand me? Dr. Nandalal, morning to you. Richard Stanislaus, morning to you. and all the other people joining. Guys, share the live for me, man. Share the live. Look here. Y'all look here. 1.46 trillion. 1.46 trillion. You understand me? And that there will benefit the young, the old, the middle-aged. Everybody got something in there to get. Everybody got something in there to get. And that is how this... Buenos dias, mi amigo, and Kosi Williams. Bye. Look, hey, listen. Y'all got to do something with Nkosi, you know. I don't know what's wrong with this banner. But buenos dias to you, my brother. And, you know, vamos to trabajo. Go to work before you get in trouble. Right? So, Nirmala morning to you. Nkosi Radar say, buenos mi hermano. Good morning, my brother. Richard Stanislas, people, Richard Stanislas is saying morning to the perpetual thumb twiddlers. And I just want to show y'all something, right? And to show you all how Minister Ashni Singh was on point. Now, look at this. Literally, Minister labeled them perpetual thumb twiddlers. And look, true to form, twiddling the thumbs. Look at Coretta perpetually thumb twiddling. So when y'all feel minister ain't know what we talking about, when y'all feel minister know what we talking about, they're perpetual thumb twiddlers. You understand? She ain't taking no notes. She ain't doing nothing but twiddling her thumbs. And that's what they did during their time in government, twiddle their thumbs. Right? You couldn't get a big budget from them. That catering for so much, doing so much for people. They sat there, they twiddled their thumb. Well, Coretta, I don't know, you can't really say she was in government because you remember they didn't have any space for her there. But let me get back to important things. What is on the cards for Guyanese and Tony? Right? What's on the cards? What's in the budget for Guyanese for 2024? And I heard a lot of measures being put there that will ensure Guyanese benefit and continue to progress. Jane from St. Martin, a special morning to you. Thank you for joining us. Leroy, good morning to you. Leroy Mangal, joining us from New York City. Good morning to you and welcome down to the program. Porshram Kishore, morning to you. Y'all terrible in these comments. But let's look at what's happening here. So first of all, the Because We Care in totality with the school uniform voucher and stuff is now at 45,000. Remember, there was a promise in the manifesto that President Ali and the PVPC government campaigned on in 2020 at the last regional and general elections, right? And they made a promise to restore the Because We Care and get it to $50,000 by the time 2025 reach and President Ali comes back to the polls to ask Guyanese to give him another 5 years to represent and to lead this country. As we can see here, just 1 second, guys, just 1 second. Let you out it here. Yeah, no. Sorry about that. So as I'm saying, the Because We Care grant increased to 40,000, placing an additional $1 billion in the hands of parents of school children. When coupled with the uniform voucher allowance of 5,000, school children will be receiving a total of 45,000. So I would like to see what the opposition will have to say about this, especially, right? If they will support it during the debate segment of budget 2024. And it shows that the PPP is committed to getting to the point it promised Guyanese people. It's continuing to work towards that. What else is in the budget? The monthly income tax threshold increased to $100,000. And I know this hurt the PNC. This hurt them. You hear me? Special good morning to Miss Candice Nelson. Special good morning to you. And imagine you got to invite Stephanie. Look how the tables turn. Look how the tables turn. Big shout out to Tara Sobrian. Morning to Carla Daniels. Sanita Sukram. Mukesh Vishnurat. Morning to all you guys joining us on the live. Really happy to have you here. Ronnie Singh. Morning to you. Income tax threshold increased to 100,000. Y'all realize how much people or how much for the year 6.5 can go now? Y'all realize what's going on there? How many people carrying home most of the money now? 13,000 persons will be removed from paying income tax. 13,000 persons. And what is the result of that? 4.8 billion increase in disposable income to these workers. And guess what? They will be spending that money in the markets, in the supermarkets, the boss man, the taxi man, in this Guyanese economy. Right? In this Guyanese economy. And listen to me. I told you, John Mitchell, morning to you. Big up everybody in Bartica. Morning to everybody in Bartica. I told y'all, these people will continue to make it seem like these measures mean nothing. You hear them yesterday in the parliament, how they're going on. Y'all listen to them, how they were going on. Instead of they take notes so they could make proper recommendations, if any. It's just heckling. It's just heckling. Look at this here. Commence the first phase of eliminating outstanding loans owed by graduates of UG. The government has said it is working towards making tertiary education free in this country. You know how many UG students that burden off the back of paying student loans? The name gonna move out from the airport. They could go on a little vacation or something. Watch this one, Candice Nelson. Watch this one. She now reach and play. She tagging you like you in there. Look, some people be your face. Morning to you. morning to you, Stephanie Nelson Moore. And yes, this here is the counselor in Mocha. And she's right, a few people from the APNU owe UG fees. So this will help some people, probably like the pet lawyer. You understand? Christina could go back to UG. You understand? Me do a thing. Learn advanced maths or basic maths or whichever maths that she don't know. But my point here is, a special good morning to the Office of the Prime Minister representative in Region 3 on the live with us. Really great to have you here. And then they got some people who just want a couple million with a house and land. You got to work for that. You got to work for it. Anyway, back to what we're talking about here. So the government is moving to ensure that UG students, after they graduate, they don't have that burdensome bill at the end of the month, along with the housing, the renting, or the light bill, the internet bill, and all these other things. So they're getting rid of it. And it's a step towards the promise that was made in the manifesto. So you see, especially with the theme of the budget, right? There is holistic thinking, big picture thinking in relation to how this government operates. So it's not going to run a plan for this year and next year on a different plan. It's something called continuity. So you had a plan since you came into office in 2020. And you've been working on that plan from 2020. We're now in 2024, right? So the plan has to continue and make sure that you implement everything that you stated in that plan. Gold scholarships, new infrastructure, free UG, this and that for teachers, nurses, joint services people. And we are seeing that. Another measure is the government is maintaining the zero excise tax on fuel. You also listen to people in the Caribbean cry about fuel prices. You understand me? The government is continuing to absorb that costing. And how much is that? $40 billion annually. You can tell me this is not a government that cares about the people of Guyana? To absorb such a cost that would have to be paid, or it would have been transferred to the persons at the pump. This is not a caring government. This is not a government that is planning prudently. What's wrong with them on the other side? Y'all remember Granger's employment plan? Planting chips, cook up, and dog food. But guess what? This government came in, they saw that the last administration, they had closed down the sugar estates. Mining wasn't really happening. Forestry was struggling. COVID-19 hit. Places had to shut down. People ain't working. Then when things finally started going again, people not finding work because some business owners want to recoup some of the losses of the days that they close and they can't operate. So they're not hiring as much staff. You understand me? This government came in and conceptualized a whole initiative to put money in the pockets of Guyanese who want to work and can't find work, to ensure everybody has an opportunity to earn and contribute to their community. Because these people working with the NDCs and RDCs and the health centers and the government facilities to enhance what they are doing already. Maureen Razio, morning to you. Lance Henry, pick up yourself. Right? So we have $10 billion for the continuation and the expansion of the part-time jobs program. And I personally know people who are benefiting from that currently. People who are sitting down at home and had nothing to do. But now you have an opportunity to earn some money. And still, you're a housewife. You still have the time to look after your wifely duties at home and still help your husband who's doing the full-time job. We saw no initiative like this to create employment under the APNU AFC. But I am assuring you that when it comes time for voting, they will not support this budget. Do y'all realize how many APNU supporters right now are in part-time jobs? Even if we got the official numbers, right? Or do you think it's only PBP supporters benefiting from part-time jobs? Madness. Madness, because you cannot tell who support who. Right? You cannot tell. Morning to Eunice Ragobir on the live. Right? So the part-time workers, more coming your way. For the persons who are still unemployed, an opportunity for employment is coming your way. So you guys look out for that. Right? Now, Aubrey Norton, yeah, yesterday in the parliament, talking about celery and celery and celery. And celery used to sell for $200. Aubrey Norton, let me tell you something. Matter of fact, let me take this thing off the screen. Let you see my face. Let me tell you something. As somebody who used to sell celery, border market, and do delivery. And most people who know me after I left media work for a while, I went into farming. Right? So just let me make it clear to you, Aubrey Norton. Celery don't sell for $200. Celery don't sell for $200. The lowest celery that's go is $300 for the bundle, big bundle, 300, the lowest. So if you don't know, go and ask somebody, right? You get a bundle of shallot. Patrick Knights, who used to work at, look at this wretch Patrick Knights, who used to work at NCN. Them people give you nice pension and treat you so good, and you call him me a soup drinker. You used to drink the soup, Patrick. You forget you were employed at NCN. For all those years, you should be ashamed. Them people didn't do nothing in your community of a curricula. And you could call me, you better get away from here. You better get away from here, Patrick. I'm ashamed of you. I am ashamed of you, Patrick Knights. So please, you go and hold your head under some murky water. You understand? And you're a little too old for Facebook. What are you doing here? What's going on with you, Patrick? And guess what? I like soup. Patrick, must try Muslim soup by London Street there on the corner. Muslim. Got nice soup. You got beat some. But anyway, it's people like them. Anyway, we got time with Patrick. So back to what I was telling you guys. So Aubrey, celery was never 200. So if you don't know and you don't want to shop, right? Relax your body. You relax your body. I got to go and show them banners at NC, and this coming from Patrick Knights. Patrick Knights, who used to write up extra, forget meal allowance and them kind of thing. Patrick, who used to sell out the people them use tires out the place. Patrick, you ashamed to come here? Patrick Knights, you better get away from here, sir. So the government, this government that cares so much about the people, has this government has decided to make available $7 billion, right? That will be determined after consultation, how it shall be distributed, consultation with stakeholders, to contain the impact of price increases, right? So despite what the opposition might want to tell you, that the government does not care about prices and this and that, and the government notices, right? The government sees these things, and they are going to put systems in place so that there's something to cushion it. So when COVID hit and the shipping prices went up, that is when the government initially instituted the zero rating on the fuel, right? And they tried to cushion the freight costs for importers. I think they froze it at pre-COVID fees at the price it was pre-COVID, right? So the government is well aware of all the issues that are impacting Guyanese. And you know why is that, Patrick Knights? Because unlike the Granger government, which never gave you a job, which never employed you to do anything, and they never had any tires or gas to sell out and them kind of thing, they did not visit the people, right? So this government is always on the ground. President Ali, the vice president, the prime minister, the ministers, always on the ground. They're always in communities, meeting with people, asking them what's going on, what is affecting them, how to move forward, that kind of thing, right? So they are well aware of the issues affecting people. So they're able to determine what is the best path to alleviate these stresses of the people. So instead of leaving the one lane at Wisma Mackenzie, they put a 4-lane because the 1 lane was stressing people. And the perpetual thumb twiddlers did not see that as something they should do for the people that live there. Right? They decided that, hey, we need to produce more power in Guyana. We need to produce our own cooking gas here in Guyana and lower the cost. That's why we have a gas to shore. We need to better our road networks. We need to better community roads. That is why you see all the works from the housing ministry, the public works ministry, and the regional development ministry. You're telling me that all those roads and all these things that happening, they only surface 2020 to be done? All those people who are unemployed, they only get unemployed in 2020 for this government to find work for them? Those persons had no plan, no plan. And that is why I will say they have no idea of what continuity is. Right? They have no idea of what continuity is. So when you hear the minister speak about staying the course, they don't know about that, because at any moment, any plan that they have, right, can go out the window. And the sad part about it, you need to have a plan for it to go out the window. And they never had one. Can anybody, especially Patrick Knights, list anything that the APNU said in their 2015 manifesto that they would have accomplished? Anything at all? Y'all can put it in the comments. I'm moving on. Right? So some more measures from budget 2024. The removal of duty and VAT on sports equipment and technology. This here augurs well for sportsmen and women. You guys see, since Minister Ramson has taken the helm of the Culture, Youth and Sport Ministry, we have more athletes taking part in international events and putting Guyana on the world stage, because they have been performing. Rugby struggling, Karen, but they have been performing, right? So track and field, football, cricketers, they're performing. So this here is a major incentive to young people and parents of young people who want to play sports. This is a major incentive to them, because at the end of the day, these youngsters who are in school, they don't have money to buy gears and stuff for themselves. This is something that they're going to their parents to purchase to them. The government is ensuring that parents have less of an opportunity to say no, to encourage their children to get involved in sporting activities, to encourage their children to hone those skills, to go out there and make Guyana proud. Right? The persons doing cell phone repair, selling cell phone parts, people who clumsy like me, who always dropping or lost in cell phone parts, people who doing PC repair. You understand me? People who selling cell phone accessories, computer accessories. This will mean the charger that you're paying 1,000 for might go down to 500 or 900 or 800 or something. Some little bit more money will remain in your pocket because the government has implemented this here. The persons who use 40,000 to replace a phone screen and all kind of stupidness, them things are come down. This will allow the phone repair arena to be more competitive. So these guys, they ain't got to spend an arm and a leg to import things. So once one go cheaper, the other one gotta go cheaper because you want business. And in turn, the Guyanese people gonna benefit. You understand me? The Guyanese people are gonna benefit. What else we got here? Old age pension increase. Old age pension increase. 2.7 billion more in the pockets of all old age pensioners. But you know what? The Guyanese hypocrite will tell you that's not enough. That is not enough. She will probably say that to you. Remember, the 40,000 can't do. Imagine what the 10,000 would do for them. What should have said about that? And they take it away, or you can't get it. So old age pension has increased as well, right? So they have increased as well the survivor's pension. Now, for persons who know, this is pretty straightforward. You're a pensioner. You have a wife, or you have a husband, a woman who has a husband, a man who has a wife, or you have, I think it goes to your children as well. You've been paying your NIS faithfully, you pass away. You understand me? NIS will still pay a survivor's pension to your spouse, I think your children as well. That has been increased as well. Public assistance is up, right? Public assistance is up. And to anybody who come around me funny about this public assistance, me are going to get very, very wrong. Let me make it pellucidly clear, right? If you might want to say the public assistance is not enough, it is there in the name of it. Assistance, right? Not full out care, not throw everything on me, and no, it's called assistance. So anybody vexed about it, that is the assisted amount. Everybody got their responsibilities, and people need to understand that you cannot, whilst the government is there to help you, you cannot take all those burdens and heap it on the government and expect them to take over your headache, whatever headache you have. You understand? The government will cushion and make things better. But when people come around to say, you know something, they got to take on all this responsibility. Assistance, help. I'll assist you to lift the box. I'll assist you to push the broken down car. Right? We got to get two people to take two fingers and assist Aubrey Norton to smile. Right? You got to assist German Figueroa for them rest MPs talk back tikas. Oh my God, I had a Carter by himself. I was like, oh yeah, do German this. Oh my goodness. Free cervical testing for everyone, for every female 21 years and over. That is what a caring government does. Right? That is what a caring government does. They also have measures in there for spectacles for the people. That is what a caring government does. Not add 200 taxes to the people. You understand me? Imam, morning to you. Not add 200 taxes. And that is why I got so mad with the teacher the other day that spoke of, oh, they gave us a big salary increase. How does it make sense that you increase the salary and then increase the taxes? You're paying back out the increase? You stupidity. Think about it. You get a salary increase. And the government at the time, the APNU government, implement 200 more taxes on you. VAT, water, electronics, all the licensing fees that raise, all them things. The government drop it in you. So now you are paying more for literally everything. You are paying more for everything on the AP and UFC. So that increase you get going right back out your pocket. Right back out your pocket to renew your license, to get whatever, or out your pocket. Your internet bill is going to, your water bill it was going to. These people, they want to charge the old age pensioners of water. If y'all remember, the PPP took away that charge from pensioners. But yet, they will say that this budgeting makes sense. Things are nothing for nobody. Right? Now, doing a bit of reflection on what I heard yesterday, and just to be clear, just let me clear this up. A voucher of $8,000 for women between the ages of 21 to 65 to meet the cost of cervical cancer testing, right? 21 to 65. A voucher of $3,000 towards the cost of eye tests for eye tests. Now this year will benefit over 205,000 school children and 76,000 pensioners at a cost of 840 million, over 840 million, right? For those who require spectacles, after the testing, when you get a voucher, you go get tested, you realize you're blind, and you gotta get spectacles. A voucher of 15,000 towards the cost of the spectacles for the above category, right? So that is the school children and the pensioners. And this is assistance. Remember, they ain't buying the glasses for you, but they say, you know something? We want you to see good when you're driving on the road, right? We want you to see good when you're doing the government work if it's a public servant. We want you to see good if you're working in the private sector. So we are going to, no. Because it's a school children and pensioners. So the government wants the students at school to be able to see on the board from the back of the class, right? You want the teachers to be able to, well, no, not the teachers, but the students. And the pensioners who need the glasses, they could get them at a subsidized cost. So the whole idea is to not pay for it, but assist you in ensuring that you get what you need, right? So literally, your government has said, hey, it's our job to meet these people at halfway or partway or whatever it is. That is our job. And we shall do that, right? We shall do that as a government. So you see the removal of VAT on sporting goods, on electronics and electronic parts, right? You will now see the government partner with commercial banks to lower interest rate on loans up to 5 million. More people can have access to funding to start businesses, to construct their homes, whatever it is you feel you need this money for, right? Whatever it is you feel that you need this money for. 10 billion for the continuation of the part-time jobs program. They will be extending the application of the freight cost adjustment, and I spoke to that earlier. And those are the kind of things a government does to ensure the country is moving forward. Now let's look at some of the macroeconomic highlights of this budget 2024. The construction sector is projected to expand by 23.4%, right? So outside of all them house lots, Minister Krul and Minister Rodriguez distributing to Guyanese at a subsidized cost, that these same Guyanese run into people like TikTok Auntie who can't assist them, can't help them do nothing, right? The government is continuing and will expand that. So this year we'll see thousands of Guyanese owning house lots. The services sector is expected to grow by 6.9%. Y'all see all these call centers that are coming here to operate, right? Sugar, rice, and manufacturing. Sugar manufacturing is expected to grow by 66.1%. Rice manufacturing is expected to grow by 22.7%. Other manufacturing is forecast to achieve a growth of 10.4%. It's beer progress. The extractive industries, the mining and quarrying sector is projected to expand by 43.6%. The oil and gas support services expected to expand by an estimated 44.7%. The other mining and quarrying subsectors are expected to grow by 19.3%. The gold and bauxite mining subsectors are expected to grow this year, 2024, by 15.7%, 15.7%, and 57.2% respectively. Which year under the coalition we had that kind of progress, right? More of the macroeconomic highlights. Agriculture, forestry, and fishing. Agriculture, forestry, and fishing sectors projected to expand by 10.4%. Sugar growing subsector is projected to accelerate its recovery with a strong growth of 66.1%. Rice growing subsectors are expected to grow by 6.2%. Other crops, cash crops, them kind of thing, expansion by 11.6%. Forestry projected to have a record growth of 3.9%. This country is continuing to move forward, right? This country is continuing to move forward. So the 2024 real gross domestic product is projected to grow by 34.3% in 2024. And the non-oil economy is expected to expand by 11.9% in 2024. And I tell you guys on this program, right, that the government has been masterfully balancing expanding Guyana's oil and gas potential and also expanding our going green. So whilst we will use funding from the oil and gas to enhance the development agenda here in Guyana and to make sure that this country has proper roads, proper schools, proper hospitals for Guyanese, the non-oil sectors are still being focused on. The government is still pushing to implement green initiatives. So you see on most government buildings, they have integrated GPL with solar, right? You see the government building solar farms in the regions. So there's that balance of the green economy or the green initiatives and still ensuring that Guyanese have an opportunity to benefit from the oil and gas resources here, right? 572.8 million to upgrade the physical facilities of the Guyana Fire Service. 30.3 billion budgeted for the Guyana Police Force. And as you would have recently been revealed, there will be a new facility there at look, so there's gonna be a new facility there at Brickdam for A Division. So you see the government investing heavily in security and making sure that Guyana and Guyanese feel safe, right? Ensure that Guyana and Guyanese feel safe. So what else do they have here? Right. So I was pretty pleased with what I heard in budget 2024. And this can only mean progress for this country. It can only mean that we will continue on this path that we've been on since the Irfan Ali-led PPC administration has stepped up to manage the affairs of Guyana after that horrible stint by the APNU AFC that left persons traumatized, especially Patrick Knights, who never get a job from the PNC. As a matter of fact, I think Patrick Knights left this country. You hear me? I think Patrick Knights left this country around 2015. So Patrick didn't even want to experience, and Patrick run to the States. So you sit over there and you be quiet, Patrick Knights. Out of order. A soup drinker. Justice sector strengthening, 6.8 billion allocated for the justice sector. Right? Amerindians and hinterland development, 9 billion. You hear me? 9 billion included there for them and those persons. $9 billion for development in the hinterland. Now, outside of that, outside of the $9 billion, $100 million to support the NTC in convening its annual conference. And you know why the NTC could get this and not the APA? Because the NTC represents all the villages, all the missions across this country, all the tribes of indigenous people across this country. And the APA, unfortunately, doesn't do this. A small political organization that, instead of focusing on the betterment of Amerindians and how to make their lives better, their main focus is trying to stop them from benefiting. So imagine if it was up to the APA, the money paid, the carbon credits money paid to these villages, that these villages are using to advance their communities, would not have been paid. Right? It would not have been paid. So apparently, the keepers of the forest, as some indigenous people, well, they are, the keepers. They weren't supposed to get anything for taking care of the forest that's still standing right now, that's allowing us to earn those carbon credits. They ain't supposed to get anything, right? Sport will see 4.6 billion invested into it through this budget to advance sports in Guyana. Culture and arts will see 2.7 billion for the continuous development of culture and arts in Guyana. Right? Sanitation, 2.6 billion to upgrade solid waste infrastructure and for other initiatives. 22.5 billion budgeted to improve water quality and supply systems across the country. Minister Crowell and Minister Rodriguez got a lot of work to do, and we've seen them working. Right? For housing, 78 billion to make sure that you got good housing infrastructure, develop housing infrastructure, allow Guyanese to own their homes. Not like some America, pull the back. Not like some people like Bork and them who living in the basement, ducking and doing whatever they're doing in there. You understand me? You will be able to own your own home. You don't got there in somebody back room like Melly Mel. Right? You don't got to be like Mark Benchcop and running from a Jumbia. You can't come back to Guyana. You don't got to be like David Hines and stay overseas and abuse people and tell them where to buy black pudding from. Them kind of nonsense that them people focusing on. When you got a government that giving you 135.2 billion to further realize government's vision of world-class education. Now, that is just to give you an idea of overall going out to education, 135.2 billion. But let us look at some of the allocations to education. So you have 28.7 billion for the construction, rehabilitation, and maintenance of school buildings and education facilities. 8.1 billion to continue the distribution of the Because We Care grant and uniform grant benefits. The distribution of the Because We Care grant and the uniform grant, which benefits 205,305 students. 205,305 students. I feel a little coalition there with a number. Guess yourself. 3.1 billion to continue the distribution of school grants. 4.9 billion to continue the National School Feeding Program. 3 billion to purchase 502,072 more textbooks for primary and secondary school levels. 4.1 billion to support the University of Guyana operations. 4 billion for the Guyana Online Academy of Learning to support 6,000 new students and 3,967 continuing students. Right? 350 million for the bulk licensing arrangement with Coursera to train up to 450,000 persons in a wide range of areas where skill gaps exist. So between the 2 days alone, this government is trying to ensure Guyanese are upskilled and ready for the fast pace of development that we will see. You understand me? That we are seeing in this country. I don't do a man's douche. I don't care. Right? I don't do a man's I get in trouble for that yesterday. So 735 million for the training of 1,000 persons in relevant aspects of information and communication technology to take up outsource high-value ICT-based nearshore jobs. 2.3 billion to support technical and vocational interventions. Let's jump over to the health sector. 129.8 billion allocated. Right? What is that money going to? 10.3 billion to continue the construction of the world-class pediatric and maternal hospital at Ogle. 6.2 billion to construct a new world-class hospital at New Amsterdam. 15.5 billion to continue construction and advancement on the 6 regional hospitals at Bath, the Kendron, Diamond, Enmore, Lima, and number 75 Village. When the coalition had any kind of extensive plan like this, 10 billion to upgrade Bartica, Sodi, and West Demerara hospitals. 1.5 billion to construct hospitals at Camarang, Kato, Maruko, and to upgrade the Letem Regional Hospital. 5 billion to continue the re-outfitting of health centers, health posts, and other health facilities, including with provisions of 25 telemedicine sites in hinterland communities. And we saw an example of this at Rockstone, where Green Gibraltar brought internet to that community. So the healthcare workers could have a communication with a doctor who's not on site. So persons who have to travel hours down the road to get to the hospital. And pretty soon that's not going to be a problem, because they'll have an asphaltic surface to take them all the way into Linden to the hospital that the PPP built there that the PNC didn't consider. If it was up to the PNC, they'd still have that small, the section of the Linden Hospital that they turned into an admin area. They would have still had that as the main hospital. And I remind people of that constantly, especially Lindeners. 2.9 billion for the continued expansion of equipment inventory. 1.4 billion for the construction of 2 health science training facilities at New Amsterdam and Saudi. 3.8 billion to ramp up the capabilities to detect and fight against cervical cancer. Right? Let's look at river transport. 8.1 billion allocated to improve oversea and river transportation services. Roads and bridges, 19.7 billion allocated to advance the construction of the new Demerara River Bridge. 4 lanes, not 3. And the bid was requested, not like what Pissing Pato do, right? Not like what he do, that he now in court for. 204.1 billion has been allocated to upgrade and expand the roads and bridges network. So you can imagine, with all that has happened thus far, what will be on the cards for 2024. Listen, you have to, and this is people being honest, in the capital city, it is a task for you to find pothole roads. In the capital city, it is a task for you to find roads with potholes. And this is becoming a norm as you go out to Greater Georgetown, Industries, Sapphire, Eccles, Agricola, MacDome, Houston, those places, as you find out. And if you go to the regions as well, you'll see community roads are being advanced by the government. Despite it being the purview of the Linden Town Council, the New Amsterdam Town Council, the Mayor and City Council, the NDCs, Mocha, Arcadia, NDC, who ain't building none of the roads. And got Nima, who flew her nest, sharing videos talking nonsense. Y'all didn't do the road, even if, you understand me, what Nima was trying to put forward in the video happened, the ministers of public works were not the contractors. And sir, for you as a resident of Mocha to see the process and not raise it, wait till it's finished. Wait till you have, and even the point I was making, even at the stage it is in now, it's better than we had before. You understand me? Mocha had some holes that a whole car could fit in. And then you're driving and you drive back out. The NDC ain't doing nothing for them in there. A man at an outreach where they had Minister McCoy, Minister Prague, Minister Edghill, Minister Zulfikar, Minister Kroll at the school there in Mocha, where they did the ground and the basketball court, highlighted that he can get the NDC to come and clear the drains. If you want to get the tractor to move any dirt or anything, you got to pay them, and the money, you're getting a receipt. It ain't going to the NDC. It's going in somebody's pocket. You understand? So, people, 204.1 billion for roads and bridge network. We shall see what happens in 2024, right? We shall see. And this will only encourage persons to support the PPPC government come 2025. Because there's nothing that the PNC could compare the transformation that is taking place now in this country to. Whether it be Barnum days, whether it be Granger days. Right? So, energy expansion and diversification, 95.7 billion budgeted for the energy sector, right? Now, there's also been 1.3 billion to complete works on the mini hydropower facility at Kumu and Mokomoko. right? Region 9, power, very cheap, coming to you. Small business support, 450 million allocated for the replenishment of the Small Business Development Fund. Oh my goodness. Even people in small business, and they just holler, the budget ain't got nothing for me. You see nothing in the budget for me. Ain't got nothing in budget for people. Them stupid is again telling you. Foolishness. Foolishness. And that's the barefaced deception of the PNC. That's why I was so appreciative when Jordan Figueroa big up the bridge, because he knows the benefit the bridge can bring to Londoners. You understand me? Now, the government will be constructing 2 new call centers in Region 5 with a capacity to create 800 jobs. That is something for the residents to look forward in that area. In relation to drainage and irrigation, 72.3 billion budgeted to provide upgrade and maintenance to the National Drainage and Irrigation Network. Right? Fisheries and aquaculture, 1.2 billion budgeted for fisheries and agriculture development in 2024. Livestock, and I must give a shout out to the staff there at the Guyana Livestock Authority, who have been doing an excellent job at ensuring persons who are interested have quality livestock for purchase or being made available to them. You understand? To get into their ventures. So 1.5 billion to support the livestock sector, right? Agro processing, 527.4 million to support agro processing. And Cornelius Roberts, what are you calling me for? What are you calling me for, bye? What you want? Partner, I'm live on a program. I can't take this call. If you're calling to contribute, yes, about the lovely budget for Londoners like you who didn't benefit under the PNC, I could put you, matter of fact, let me put you on speaker. If you are calling in and we're live, just let me let you know we're live on Facebook and YouTube. If you are calling in to talk about the benefits and that bridge that you will get to use to cross, yes, I want to hear about that. But anything else, no, I don't want to hear it. If you're calling to talk about the call center, let's have it right now. Let's have it right now. This is great. Let's have it right now. What do you want to talk about the budget? What do you think about budget 2024? No. This is not a debate. We can debate later. I'm asking you, as a Guyanese, as a Londoner, right? What are your thoughts on budget 2024? Not a debate. You just tell me briefly what you think about it, based on what you heard and what you remember. I read it straight on properly, but I heard the figures. The figures sound great. Okay. But there's a lot of unanswered questions within those figures. Okay. Okay, good. Me and you got to debate later. Can I ask you one thing? You can tell me one of those questions. Just one. One question that is unanswered, please. Just one, my brother. And then I can allow you to. No, you get me wrong. Questions were unanswered. You just said so. No, what you saying is the right questions being put forward, the right question, right answer being answered. Right? Like I said before, I am go through it with a fighting comb. Right? I could be wrong in certain ways and certain areas. I want to look through it, and that's why when I call you, when I ask you some question, you might be able. Oh, so what you want to know? Tell me what you want to know.
what I want to know, how is it this budget are reaching to the small man?
How?
Forget about infrastructure. We all need roads, yes.
Yes.
But every person's finished working, every month person's finished working, and they go into the market. It looks like why do you work for a month for?
Right.
Right?
Okay.
So I want to know, forget about the infrastructure. How is it filtering down to the small man, the single parent, the small class workers, and all these different things? There's certain private sector is taking advantage, and this is where Ministry of Labor come in, taking advantage of workers. They don't have unions and all of these things. How is the government and this budget is fixing these issues? Let's come off of that a little while. Let's go to youth development.
Okay, so wait, stop. Wait. Let me deal with the fourth section. How it reaching down to the small man. Then we go to youth development. Because you understand, if you go on with too many things, I can't remember everything and then you can send me and answer your question. So how is it reaching to the small man? The first way that is reaching to the small man, the income tax threshold has been increased to 100,000. So that is benefiting. Oh, comrade, I allow you to speak. Allow me. You got to allow me to explain to you, right? You ask how is these things reaching to the small man. Let me explain to you. First of all, the income tax threshold has been increased to 100,000, which puts more money back into the pockets of public servants and workers generally. So there's less taxation on people's salary. The second way is going back to the small man is in terms of measures like assistance with your glasses for school students and pensioners, the vouchers for that. How is going back to the small man and single parents, as you mentioned, the Because We Care grant has been increased to assist single parents and even parents who are together still in getting their children to school, right? It is trickling down to the small man in terms of persons who can't buy a new car. And they're coming back to infrastructure. They have a new road to drive the old car on. You know that old car you have? You still got it? The old car that you have, do you still have it?
Yes.
So you, the small man like you, can drive your old car on a good road and ain't got to buy tire and shocks are steady. What's the rest you want to hear about youth? I'm listening to you.
Let me stick on that point.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
Right? Now, you talk about tax and so forth.
Go ahead.
Trust me, this budget approved by this afternoon, yesterday, or whatever it is, go back to the supermarket next week, next 2 weeks. Everything raised. It comes back to the same thing because I'm saying again, and I will continue saying this, the funds is not reaching down. Forget about tax, please. You want to talk about tax? Right? When I open my payslip, I want if I'm working for tax.
Comrade.
Right?
Comrade.
Right? No, wait. I'll give you a chance.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Right? You talk about the cash grant. You talk about the voucher for spectacles. Come on. You talk about
come on what? Sir, you're saying come on. I spoke about those. Come on what? Cause you want $100,000 frame, and you got 100,000 frame money. You're doing the kind of work, so you gotta get a cheap frame. That's what you need to do. So don't worry with that nonsense. You want Gucci and Armani exchange frame, so you gotta live within your means, sir. Or whoever gets your voucher, gotta live within the means, sir. Also trickling down to the small man. is the $7 billion set aside to cushion these expenses that these private people who own the supermarket, remember the government, they got no government supermarket, private people who own the supermarket, who in some cases are unscrupulous and would raise prices, you understand, unnecessarily. Like we would see at the market when celery in there that got RB Norton talking, chubbing his but $200 for celery back in the day. You ever pay $200 for celery?
Yes.
Where? You know, it's only because me want to call your name so people know who you are. But sir, you're out of what? You forget I used to sell greens. You pass me. You forget I used to sell and deliver greens during COVID. You forget you pass me farm every time you come into town on the highway, comrade. Don't go in there. I can't guarantee your safety. That's trespassing. That is don't go in there. All right. Anyway, we can get off later. And are you willing to debate you anytime on this budget? Make yourself aware of the information and see how you could benefit, sir. Get that business that you had running that flop on the Granger, get it restarted and making Londoners get good water to drink in the house. Did you have you ever applied for a grant?
Several times. What? Still waiting.
Under this administration?
Yeah.
You know, sir. I am genuinely going to look into that on your behalf because here's what I sincerely don't believe you applied. I think that you want the government to call you and say you come and collect this money, and this government don't work like that. You got to try that with Granger. But you're still my friend. We still good. And you were talking about youth before I cut you off. What you were saying about youth?
Okay. Now, when it comes to youth, for concerning youth development, every time you write the youth organizations, right, they always shun you down dealing with sports. There's nothing else other than robotics, right? There's nothing else when it comes to skills and so forth. They shut you down. They deal with sports. So I want to know if the Ministry of Culture now is a sports alone department or a sports ministry, right? That they're only dealing with sports.
Could it be, comrade, that you're calling the sport department and not the youth department? The youth department has a director, the sport department has a director, and the culture department has a director. Could it be that you're not getting on to the right department?
I'm talking directly to the minister.
You're speaking to the minister. You've written to the minister.
Exactly.
Why not try and write into the director of youth? What's his name again? Ah, man. Sorry, Singh. Why don't try writing directly to the director of youth to get something done, right? He's the man that more hands-on. The minister's driving policy and the guy busy. So he mightn't get to read your letter, but Suresh Singh got a set of time on his hands. He could read your letter and get things implemented. So I'm suggesting to you, try Director Suresh Singh of the youth department of the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture. How is the group that you have in Linden? Folks, this is a Linden, you know. How is the group in Linden, the youth group? Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
I'm asking you, how is the youth group in Linden that you're running?
It's going great.
Right.
But we lack of resources.
Well, you know, okay. Well, here's what the president did for that youth group. He took the VAT off of sporting material, so it's cheaper for y'all to get now. That's another thing that this wonderful government here. I gone over me time, and me you gonna get off later. We can get off later. But I'm gonna try to get on to Suresh Singh and let you call you. All right, take care. Anyway, people. Well, hey, y'all, what's wrong with Ted Corsi? Ted Corsi is so disrespectful. Oh my God. But y'all see, you see what he's got to deal with, right? You see what he's got to deal with? People, so he ain't look at the budget, he ain't know about it, but he don't got an opinion. He asking questions, and when he get the answer, but yeah, you're accurate, sir. But when he get the answer, you see what kind of folks, this is a budget with the Guyanese people in mind. This is a budget that will continue Guyana on the upward trajectory that it's on. This is a budget that will continue to transform Guyana. This is the last caller taking a gun over time. Caller, morning.
Good morning, Courdel. People just always calling to you and talking about cars and they want this. None of them don't say they want shadows.
Yeah.
They want government fill them with little shadows, thing for plants and all kind of thing.
Yeah.
And when they talking about fancy car, they want this, they want that. And thing for benefit them, they're talking about it. Everybody want this fancy living.
He telling me, he trying to tell me all them glasses at them places is 100,000? No, man.
That is very good. The school children going to get
exactly
the eyes and they're going to get glasses.
Exactly.
Very good.
Nonsense.
Very, very good for the budget.
Exactly. He want them, that partner, 100,000 glasses is brand name glasses, Nike.
Some people who doing the big fancy work.
Exactly. Well, your school child need though. You get your nice little glasses, you go to school and you learn, and you go and make money to buy expensive glasses when you get big. What's wrong with these people?
Courdel, when you're there in America, you have to work for 2-3 jobs for live fancy. So and don't worry with these people.
And imagine, you got do the hay. They got people who doing one work and complaining they living paycheck to paycheck, but they eating every day, traveling to work every day. You understand? Looking after the children and everything with a one job. And in America, 2-3 jobs bouncing. They left one, gone to the next one. Left one, gone to the next one. Man, look. Bye.
All right, thanks, boss.
Take care. Thank you for calling. Guys, it was wonderful being here with you. I will endeavor to have Mr. Joel Bagwedin on the program tomorrow so he can go through some of the more technical and complex aspects of the budget and to actually take you through some of these calculations to show you how the increase in the tax threshold will benefit you and how some of these other initiatives that the government is putting forward will trickle down to the small man. I could bust it down for you in layman terms, but I still trying to have somebody come here and give you, maths is not my strong point, but I still just do a little thing and call my numbers right and thing. But I want somebody come here and explain to you in detail how these calculations work between salary brackets, what your increase will look like. You understand? I will endeavor as much as possible to get persons to come on and share, and even some of the ministers from these various sectors to come and share with you guys here on how they will be using these funds to continue development across Guyana. You know, again, I'm really happy with what came out of budget 2024, the reading yesterday. I must again say congratulations and hats off to the team there at the Ministry of Finance for putting together such a wonderful budget and working so hard to make sure that the minister has everything and all the stuff that he needs to ensure that a proper plan is put forward to help Guyanese and Guyana move forward, right? So that's it for me. Continue being good Guyanese. It's all about peace, love, one Guyana.
You know I love my country. There's no other country better than mine. Welcome to Guyana, land of 6 races, 6 different faces, and we all live in love. Guyana is a beautiful country, no other can compare. Got everything right here, so no other can compare. Guyana is made up of so many natural resources. We don't need no forces, cause we got enough resources. Let's talk about bauxite, gold, diamond, and rice. We got it right here. Guyana ain't going nowhere. We got enough oil too. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. One Guyana, I love Guyana. Guyana, my country, my home. The only place I call home. Hey, hey, Guyana is nice. Guyana is